All right, LifeCON Letter number 21. Dear Ethan Fisher, I am very inspired by your story, and you taught me why I shouldn't do bad stuff. I really enjoyed how open you were to us and didn't hide anything, as I hope I don't if I end up with the same situations as you. I wouldn't do as good as you did. You were also very funny, and I find listening to funny people is a lot easier than it is listening to serious people. I liked how you faced your fears about public speaking, and here you are doing really well. I feel like I can relate to you a lot because I do a lot of sports, but I also like to party. You showed me what will happen if I don't play. Do a lot of sports, but I also like something. You showed me what will happen if I don't something. I can't read his handwriting. I just want to thank you for presenting that speech at my school. Sincerely. So there's a couple things in this letter that it's awesome. Yes, it's the inspiration and him realizing like he doesn't think he can make it through those same situations if he was put in those positions. So that challenges him to think like, why am I making these choices? And if I do these choices, am I going to end up like Mr. Fisher? And I tell people that all the time is, I don't care if you remember my name. I don't care if you remember the details of my story. But if you can remember that moment that challenged you, so that if you are at a senior house party and somebody offers you a drink, there's that second, because that's all it takes. All you need is that little second of hesitation to go, man, should I do this? And then you think of my story in that matter of seconds and it hits you, and then you go, man, I don't want to end up like that dude. That's the entire point of everything I do, like my life consequences, accountability bracelets, and undrafted bracelets for student athletes. Like those bracelets, their entire intent behind them isn't for marketing or doing any of that stuff. It's for that simple moment that they are in a situation and they look down at that bracelet or they slap that bracelet and they realize, man, this is one of those choices that could have me ended up like that guy. Again, I don't care if you know my name or my story or remember details, but if you see that bracelet and you look down and go, man, that choice could end up, I could get in trouble if I do this. Yeah, I want to talk to that cute boy or that cute girl, and if I drink, but what happens if I get drunk? What happens if I ride in the car with somebody I shouldn't? And that's a scary thing. 20% of all high school students have ridden with somebody drunk in the last 30 days. 20%, that's 1/5. That's scary. You're at a house party and you get in a car with somebody. The person who inspired me to become a speaker, they had a designated driver. It was 5 of them. They went out on spring break. The last night, nobody wanted to be the designated driver, so he drove home, hammered, and killed 3 of his best friends and put one in the wheelchair, paralyzed the other. That's the consequence of that choice of not staying sober that night. And I can't tell you how many times that I got in cars during from 16 all the way until 23. I got in the car probably 250 times with people that were drunk. I went to colleges in Wyoming and near the Nebraska border where there's nothing and nobody does anything except for drink. Every single one of those people that lives in those little towns, they all drink and drive. It's a part of their culture. They don't think it's that bad. I've literally seen people who drink and drive and put Snapchat. Like, okay, cool, you're driving down a rural country road. what happens if just sheer bad luck that somebody is out walking and you don't see it and you drop down and pick something up. And that's the sad part is I had 2 friends die from drunk driving. So like there were signs. Now the first one was before and the other one was after, but you know, all the people that knew he was my roommate, all the people knew him, didn't drink and drive for like the first 30, 60 days. And then as time wore on, people went back to their old ways. You know, that's what ticks me off is that I know a lot of people that I grew up with, they still are the same people. I don't have anything against them. But I know people didn't learn from my situation. I've literally seen people drive home after they were at the bar. And it just irks me. So all it takes is just one moment. One good moment, one bad moment. And your entire life is over. Like vehicles scare the living crap out of me. One little second, you look down to change the radio station and you front end somebody. I've been in multiple accidents. Only one with alcohol involved. And the ones that I was in sober, like all that trauma, all that like it's hard getting in a car for me. People don't understand getting in a vehicle for me. And I drive a lot, especially when I'm on the road speaking. Like sometimes there are not airports 3, 5, 6 hours away. And then I gotta drive 6 hours from the airport to that school, 4 hours to the next school, 4 hours to the other school, 8 hours to this school, and then all the way back to the airport. And every single time I get in the car, I am terrified. Because that's all it takes is just one slip up. One slip up.